What if I told you that some of your fat cells actually burn calories instead of storing them? And what if you could activate more of these calorie-burning fat cells just by taking cold showers or drinking your morning coffee differently? Sounds too good to be true, right? But here's the thing, scientists have known about this for years, and there's one simple technique that can increase your brown fat activity by up to 45%. I'll show you exactly what it is in just a few minutes. But first, you need to understand why most people have this fat turned completely off. Okay, let's talk about something fascinating that's happening inside your body right now. You have two types of fat, white fat and brown fat, and they do completely opposite things. White fat, that's the stuff you're trying to lose. It stores energy. Brown fat, this is the good stuff. It burns energy to create heat. Think of it like a tiny furnace inside your body. But here's the crazy part. Most adults have almost zero active brown fat. We're born with it, but we lose it as we get older. Or at least, that's what scientists thought until about 15 years ago. Then, they discovered something incredible. But before I tell you what it is, let me introduce you to Marcus. Marcus is a 38-year-old software developer from Minnesota. Like a lot of us, he'd been struggling with the stubborn last 15 pounds. He was eating clean, hitting the gym, doing everything right. Then he read something that sounded absolutely insane. Cold exposure could activate special fat cells that burn calories. He thought, there's no way this is real. But Marcus is a data guy, so he decided to test it. He started taking cold showers, just 30 seconds of cold water at the end of his regular shower. What happened next shocked him, and it might shock you too. But we'll get to his results later. First, you need to understand what brown fat actually is and why it matters. So what exactly is brown fat? It's called brown because under a microscope it looks darker than regular white fat, and there's a scientific reason for that. Brown fat cells are packed with mitochondria, the powerhouses of your cells. These mitochondria contain iron, which gives the cells their brown color. And these mitochondria are burning fat and sugar 24/7 to produce heat. Here's the mind-blowing part. Just 2 to 3 ounces of active brown fat can burn an extra 300 to 500 calories per day. That's equivalent to running 3 to 5 miles, except you're not moving at all. Now, babies have tons of brown fat. That's how they stay warm. They can't shiver yet, so their bodies use brown fat to generate heat. But as we grow up and develop the ability to shiver and regulate our temperature, our brown fat mostly disappears.
Or does it?
In 2009, researchers discovered something game-changing. Adults do have brown fat. It's just dormant. It's sitting there, inactive, doing nothing. Located mainly around your neck, shoulders, and spine. The question is, can you wake it up? And that's where things get really interesting. Scientists have identified 3 main ways to activate brown fat. The first one? That's the one everyone talks about, cold exposure. The second one is surprising and involves what you eat. But the third one? That's the one that combines everything and creates the most powerful effect. I'm going to walk you through all 3, starting with the most researched method. Cold exposure is the most well-studied way to activate brown fat, and it makes perfect sense biologically. When your body gets cold, it needs to generate heat. That's literally what brown fat was designed to do. Studies show that regular cold exposure can increase brown fat activity by up to 45% and increase the number of brown fat cells you have. But here's what most people get wrong. You don't need to take ice baths or spend hours in the cold. Here's what actually works. Start with 30 seconds of cold water at the end of your shower. Just 30 seconds. Gradually work up to 2 to 3 minutes over several weeks. The key is consistency. Doing this daily matters more than how long you do it. Another option, keep your home cooler. Studies show that sleeping in a 66-degree room for just 1 month can increase brown fat activity. Most people keep their homes at 72 to 75 degrees. Dropping it to 66 to 68 degrees forces your body to generate more heat. You could also try cold walks. Going for a 20-minute walk in 50-degree weather without a heavy jacket forces your body to work harder to stay warm. The science is clear. Regular cold exposure works, but it's not the only method, and it might not even be the most effective for everyone. This one surprised researchers. Certain foods and compounds can activate brown fat without any cold exposure at all. First up, capsaicin. That's the compound that makes peppers spicy. Studies show that capsaicin activates brown fat by mimicking the effects of cold exposure. It triggers the same biological pathway. You don't need to eat ghost peppers. Adding cayenne pepper to your meals or taking a capsaicin supplement can have measurable effects. Second, green tea, specifically the compound EGCG. Research shows it can increase brown fat activity and boost metabolism. The effective dose is about 3 to 4 cups of green tea per day, or you can take an EGCG supplement. Third, resveratrol. This is found in red wine, grapes, and berries. It's been shown to convert white fat cells into brown-like fat cells called beige fat. These beige cells act like brown fat. They burn calories instead of storing them. Here's something interesting. Melatonin might also play a role. Studies show that melatonin supplementation can increase brown fat activity, possibly because brown fat is more active during sleep when melatonin levels are high.
But here's where it gets really powerful. When you combine these nutritional strategies with method number 1, cold exposure, the effects multiply. Which leads us to method number 3. Now, exercise doesn't directly activate brown fat the way cold does, but it does something equally important. It releases a hormone called irisin. Irisin is sometimes called the exercise hormone. When you work out, especially with high-intensity exercise or strength training, your muscles release irisin into your bloodstream. And irisin does something remarkable. It converts white fat cells into beige fat cells, those calorie-burning cells I mentioned earlier. Studies show that just 30 minutes of moderate to vigorous exercise can increase irisin levels significantly. And the more muscle mass you have, the more irisin you produce. So exercise, especially strength training and HIIT, creates more beige fat. Cold exposure activates brown fat. Certain foods support both processes. Now, here's where it all comes together, and this is what Marcus discovered. Remember Marcus? Here's what he actually did. He didn't just take cold showers. He combined all 3 methods. Cold showers, 2 minutes every morning after his workout. Exercise. He kept up his regular strength training routine, nothing crazy, just 3 to 4 times per week. Nutrition. He started drinking green tea daily and added cayenne pepper to his lunch. He also lowered his bedroom temperature to 67 degrees at night. After 12 weeks, Marcus lost those stubborn 15 pounds. But more importantly, his resting metabolic rate increased. He was burning about 200 more calories per day at rest. Was it all from brown fat? Probably not entirely, but the science suggests brown fat activation played a significant role. Now, let's be real for a second. Brown fat activation is not a magic bullet. It's not going to replace a healthy diet and exercise. You can't eat junk food, take cold showers, and expect to lose 50 pounds. But here's what the research does show. Activating brown fat can give you an extra 200 to 400 calorie burn per day. That's 1,400 to 2,800 calories per week. It's also worth noting that some people have more brown fat potential than others. Factors like genetics, age, and body composition all play a role. Younger people tend to have more brown fat. People who live in colder climates naturally have more active brown fat. But even if you're older or live in a warm climate, the evidence suggests you can still activate what you have. It just might take more consistent effort. So how do you actually implement this in your life? Here's a simple protocol to start. Week 1-2. Add 30 seconds of cold water at the end of your shower. Add cayenne pepper to 1 meal per day. Lower your bedroom temperature to 68 degrees. Week 3-4. Increase cold shower time to 1 minute. Add 2 to 3 cups of green tea daily. Continue with regular exercise routine. Week 5-8. Work up to 2 to 3 minutes of cold exposure. Consider adding a cold walk once per week. Maintain all other habits. Track your progress by how you feel, energy levels, cold tolerance, and how your clothes fit. Don't obsess over the scale. Brown fat activation improves metabolic health even if weight loss is gradual. One important note: talk to your doctor before starting any cold exposure protocol, especially if you have heart issues or Raynaud's syndrome. So, can you train your fat cells? The answer is yes, at least some of them. You can't turn all your white fat into brown fat, but you can activate the brown fat you have and create more beige fat cells that act like brown fat. It requires consistency. Cold exposure, smart nutrition, and regular exercise. It's not a quick fix, but the science is solid, and the benefits go beyond just calorie burning. Brown fat activation is linked to better insulin sensitivity, improved blood sugar control, and enhanced metabolic health. Marcus didn't just lose 15 pounds, he boosted his entire metabolism. And the best part? These are all free or low-cost strategies you can start today. If you found this video helpful, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe for more evidence-based health content. Drop a comment and let me know. Are you willing to try cold showers to activate your brown fat? Or does the idea make you want to run in the opposite direction? Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.